Delancey will be the wing back on this side. Y'all just freeze right there. You got to keep this foot anchored.
Who is Randy Pinkowski?
Notoriously known as Coach Pink. You say Randy Pinkowski, I probably won't know who you're talking about.
Coach Pink is the head coach of Clayton High School football.
Come on back, come on back.
This is his second year with Clayton after replacing former coach Gary Fowler, who was the head coach for 28 years.
It was kind of a bittersweet thing. He had been there for so long. We all were, you know, when we were in middle school, we were expecting to come play with Coach Fowler, get in his system. And when we heard that he was leaving, we were going to miss him, but we're happy he took the program so far and did so much with it.
I was actually very surprised whenever Fowler told me. It was the Thursday before our first playoff game. And he told us that he would be leaving with the seniors. And I was shocked.
When Coach Fowler left, it was definitely a big hole to fill, and I feel like Coach Pinkowski really did a good job at that.
Coach Pink just brought a different style. Like, he got everybody 9th grade to 12th grade in the weight room. It was just more like the whole program getting together and doing things together.
But Coach Pink is no stranger to Clayton High School football, and he says coming back here was a bit of an emotional experience for him.
Coming into Clayton after following Coach Fowler, who followed Coach Nixon, another longtime coach here, and I was very blessed to have worked with Gary for a considerable period of time, and during that time Coach Nixon was here kind of mentoring Gary at the same time, so I had the luck of being able to work with both of those men, and they're both, you know, Glenn's passed now, and he was a great man, and he passed a lot of info on to Gary, and I was able to kind of blend both of what they did into my first head coaching job. So to come back and take over for those two it's a very emotional thing for me, because both of them mentored me along the way, and to be asked to step into those big shoes it's a lot of pressure, I'll be honest with you, and you want to respect the tradition here and things like that have been built over time, that those men built, but at the same point in time you're trying to move forward and do some different things. So it's a lot of mixed emotions go into this position at this time.
Some of his players were a little nervous with the new coach coming in, but they say it didn't take long to realize that first year wasn't going to be that different.
We heard that he was a lot tougher than Coach Fowler. We knew that he liked to pass the ball a lot more, which is also a really good thing, because, you know, we had been running the ball a lot.
I heard rumors that we're changing offense, that we're going to a whole new, different offense, but then spring practice came and we, you know, power wing tee.
Coach Pink says he tried to minimize the changes during last year's transition so the players would feel more comfortable.
I was very fortunate in the fact that I inherited a team with 20 some odd seniors. About half of Gary's staff opted to stay on. I was able to bring in some of the guys who had worked with me in the past to fill open slots. And you know, last year, knowing it was going to be a transition year and getting all the ins and outs, learning all the things again that go on here at Clayton and make Clayton such a unique place, we opted to kind of stay with the current system of offense and defense. And again, with 23 seniors, my feeling was those guys weren't given the option to either play or not play for Coach Pinkowski. They were Coach Fowler's guys, and I needed to kind of stick with what he did in the past. That's what they knew. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to finish their careers comfortable and in what they knew.
But he says there were a few minor bumps in the road.
I had to remember where to shut the lights off after the first game again. You know, I had to figure out where to turn the sprinklers on and off on the field. There were so many things, little things that people don't ever think about when it comes to a high school football game and managing a high school football program.
Despite the transition and those minor obstacles, last year's team finished 7-5, losing to Hillside in the first round of the playoffs. Coach Pink and the players considered last year a success.
We had a successful season, made it into the playoffs, and I think that kind of put the stamp of approval on everything. Everybody was like, you know, maybe this transition is going to be okay, and we're going to be able to continue at the level we've been at for a long time.
It made everybody think that Coach Pink knew what he was doing, because a lot of people doubted him, but we all knew what Coach Pink was about and that he would take us to the playoffs.
As the 2014 season begins, the staff and players are putting in a lot of time and sweat to prepare. There's even been a special motivator at some of the practices.
We're definitely working hard this year. We've been in the weight room a lot, getting guys bigger and stronger and doing footwork drills, getting faster, and we're doing a lot of conditioning after practice, I can say that. We've had a military sergeant out there working us, a drill sergeant, so we should be one of the most in shape teams out there.
We were hoping that no one else was doing that because we were feeling sorry for them.
I honestly think we're probably one of the hardest working teams, and it's going to show.
Football coaches are famous for their motivational speeches. So how did Coach Pink help his players visualize winning this season?
You're an artist. You're like Michelangelo. He's carving a great statue out of stone. Well, every day he has to go in there and chip away at that, and chip away at that, and he knows what his end vision is, but until he puts the work in to chip away the stone, it's not going to get there. And I told him, I said, you know, that's kind of the thing we're in right now. We're in the early stages of trying to develop a masterpiece, a master sculpture, and we've got to chip away at it every single day. And as we chip away at it, and it's going to become clearer and clearer, and the picture is going to become clearer to you and to everybody watching as to how this thing is going to turn out. And I said, you know, so that's the kind of that's the kind of attitude we have to have. We have to come to work every day. We have to chip away at it and get everything right. And when we're all done, it's going to be their masterpiece.
The analogy must have worked because the players are excited and expecting a lot from this year's team.
We want to do a lot this year, and we have everything to do it. So
I'm really excited about the season, and we're also really excited to play Cleveland first game. That should be a great matchup.
I have a lot of high hopes for this team. I feel like we can go very far because we just have a lot of talent around, and we've all been coached very well.
We always have high expectations. We don't expect to do any less than what we did last year. We want to go further. We're going for a state championship. I mean, that's our goal. That's what we want.
Well, this year we're expecting obviously better than last year. I mean, the conference is looking tough, as it always is. So, I mean, we're going to have to win every week. Our non-conference schedule is good, but we normally do pretty well in that in the county. And then we're just going to try to win every game we can and then go as far as we can in the playoffs.
Coach Pink's win-loss prediction for this year?
I don't put predictions out there. I don't, you know, I think I've got a team that on paper stacks up to be one of the top teams in the conference. I think they can compete for the conference title. But there's so many mitigating factors that can come in there. You know, we're going to have to play it out and see, you know, about November 10th or 12th, I'll be able to tell you exactly how it went.
Not everyone gets the opportunity to play high school football. For those on the sidelines, if you've ever wondered how it feels to run onto the field, here's how the players describe it.
It's exhilarating when the lights go off, go through the tunnel, smoke comes. It's just, heart starts racing. You start just getting, it's intense. It's really intense. It's the best feeling in the world. Like, just ready to run out of the tunnel and play in front of the whole town, because the whole town is always there for our game.
A big rush of emotion comes over me. I get butterflies in my stomach running out of the tunnel being with my team. It's crazy. It's just probably the best feeling. There's nothing like it.
I don't really know what I'm feeling. I just kind of go with it. I'm always in the back. The linemen are always in the back, bringing the back of the team out. I mean, for me, it's kind of cool because my dad squirts the fire extinguisher out, him and another guy, so I always see him, right, give him a knuckle touch, and we go out, and then it's just you got all the band and all the fans lined up taking us out. It's just really awesome. We got the whole town there, and I mean, everybody in Clayton comes to the games on Friday nights.
The town's support of Clayton football goes beyond games being a social gathering place. Coach Pink really tries to stress the importance of community to his team.
I think community is so important here in the Clayton area because this is truly a community school, but it's been thrust into kind of almost a citified atmosphere, you know what I mean? You've got people from Raleigh, you got people from all over coming in, but we're still the Clayton community. We're still Clayton, and I think community is very important. And you know, we've asked the players, the varsity players now, we're requiring them to do 5 hours of team-oriented community service. And it's done in a spirit of trying to help others, trying to give back to the community because they give so much to our kids. At the same point in time, we're trying to blend a whole lot of guys that maybe weren't normally Clayton kids, didn't grow up as Clayton kids, but now they're here, they're in the South, they're in this community. Let's partner them up with somebody else in a work-related project, and let's let the good of both situations start rubbing off on each other and show people, hey, this is Clayton. We're a hard-working, respected community, and that's how we're going to act, and that's how we're going to treat everybody. You know, we, as a matter of fact, we took 41 players went to the food bank in North Carolina and put in 3 or 4 hours up there the other day working, and we have some other projects planned for this year. But it's to build the team and build the community, and so many of these kids will leave here and eventually come back here to this very community, and I hope that in the future what we've done here will have an effect on how they act as adults in the community and continue to grow this beautiful community to, you know, keep it going like it is.
And his players are listening.
Clayton football is more than just a football team. It's a school, it's a community, it's a whole, everything together. Everything sleeps, drinks, eats Clayton football. I'll walk around town and people that I have never even met before will see Clayton football on my shirt, and they'll talk about how they're rooting for us every day. They'll talk about us. They'll come to our games. It's more than just a game. It's a community.
Clayton football is a town to me. The whole town comes Friday nights. I mean, there's nobody there that you don't know. So, and they expect us to win. So it's kind of all on us, and we love that feeling.
It's like a family to me. I mean, we pretty much everybody that we're on the team is going to say it's a family.
Everybody's just got this great, tremendous sense of pride with our team, and everybody knows we're going to do great things, and we're trying to show them that we can.
Unfortunately for some, that sense of community and family doesn't apply just a few extra miles from town.
The main team we really want to beat is Garner. That's the team we really want to beat.
Garner.
I'd say Garner, because I feel like every year it's really close, even though we most of the time don't beat them, but I feel like that's a big crosstown rivalry, them being so close to us over there in Garner, and that it's really competitive every year. I really like that.
That's the game we're waiting for, expecting, counting the days off. Garner, Garner, Garner. We really want to beat Garner.
Go Comets. I mean, it's going to be a good season. Hope to see everybody at the games.
And in case you're wondering, that game will be at Garner on October 10th. Here's a look at the full schedule. For the schedule or for more information, please visit the Clayton High School website, and we hope you support Comets football this fall.